What would you do with $80,000 right now? Think about it. Would you buy something? A car? A truck? Maybe put a down payment on a house? Or would you invest it and wait? It's not a hypothetical question for me, because in 2015, I had exactly $80,000, and my neighbor Dave also had $80,000. We both got the same amount at the same time. Dave bought a brand new Ford F-150 King Ranch Edition, top of the line, leather seats, premium sound system, the works, $80,000. I took my $80,000 and invested it in a boring S&P 500 index fund. Same amount, two completely different choices. It's been 10 years, and the difference between what Dave has and what I have is staggering. This is a story of what happens when you choose a shiny thing versus the invisible thing. And by the end, you'll know exactly which choice builds wealth and which one destroys it. If you've ever wondered whether you should buy the thing you want right now or invest for later, stay with me, because this story shows you exactly what each path looks like over 10 years. My name is Mike, and I make videos about real money decisions that real Americans face. Quick disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor. This isn't financial advice. This is what happened when my neighbor and I made opposite choices with the same amount of money. Let me take you back to 2015. I'm 28 years old. Dave is 30. We're neighbors in a suburb outside Phoenix. We both work good jobs. Dave's in construction management, making about $95,000 a year. I'm in operations, making $78,000. We're both doing fine. That spring, Dave gets a bonus from a big project, $80,000 after taxes. Same week, I inherit $80,000 from my grandfather. We're talking about it over beers in his driveway one Saturday. He's pumped about his bonus. I'm grateful for the inheritance, but sad about losing my grandfather. Dave says, "Man, I know exactly what I'm doing with this money. I'm getting the truck I've always wanted." He pulls up the Ford website on his phone, shows me the F-150 King Ranch. Beautiful truck, $80,000 configured exactly how he wants it. I remember thinking, that's a lot of money for a truck. But I didn't say anything. It's his money, his choice. He asked me what I'm doing with mine. I tell him I'm investing it. Probably just an index fund. Nothing exciting. Dave laughs and says, "Dude, you're 28. Live a little. What's the point of having money if you don't enjoy it?" I get where he's coming from, but I tell him I'll enjoy it more in 10 years when it's grown. He shakes his head, says I'm too cautious. We leave it at that. 2 weeks later, Dave's truck arrives. And I mean, it is beautiful. Candy apple red. Chrome everywhere. Leather seats that smell amazing. Dave is thrilled. Takes me for a ride. This truck is smooth, powerful, comfortable. I'll admit, I felt a twinge of jealousy. Here's Dave in his brand new $80,000 truck, and I just moved some money from one account to another. His purchase is visible. Mine is invisible. His friends are congratulating him. Nobody knows about my investment except my wife. In that moment, Dave looked like the winner, and I looked like the boring guy who doesn't know how to enjoy life. Now pause right here and hit that like button if you've ever felt like the boring one because you chose to save or invest instead of buy something impressive. Because what I'm about to show you is why boring wins. And make sure you're subscribed because I'm breaking down more real money comparisons in future videos. Let me walk you through what happened year by year. Year 1, 2015. Dave's truck is perfect. Showroom condition. He washes it every weekend. Parks it far from other cars. Babies it. The truck is his pride and joy. My investment? Up 2% that year. I made $1,600. Nothing exciting. Dave's driving a beautiful truck. I'm checking an app once a month, watching small numbers move. Year 2, 2016. Dave's truck still looks great. He's put about 15,000 miles on it. First small scratch in a parking lot. He's upset, but whatever, it happens. The truck is now worth about $68,000 if he sold it. Lost $12,000 in value. My investment is up another 8%. Now worth about $87,000. I'm up $7,000 total. Dave's down $12,000. But Dave driving his dream truck, and I'm still just watching numbers on a screen. Year 3, 2017. Dave's truck needs new tires. $1,200. Also needs some maintenance. Another $800. He's put 30,000 miles on it now. The truck is worth about $58,000, down $22,000 from what he paid. My investment has a great year, up 19%, now worth about $104,000. I'm up $24,000. Dave's down $22,000 plus $2,000 in maintenance. But here's the thing. Dave's still happy. He loves his truck, uses it for camping trips, haul stuff for friends. He's getting value from it even though the financial value is dropping. Year 5, 2020. This is where things get interesting. Dave's truck has 50,000 miles. Needs a few repairs. Paint has some chips. Interior showing wear. The truck is worth maybe $45,000 now, down $35,000 from purchase. Meanwhile, March 2020 happens. Stock market crashes. My investment drops to $92,000. I'm actually down $12,000 from peak. But I don't sell. I just wait. By December 2020, market recovers. My investment is back to $115,000. Dave's looking at his truck, thinking maybe it's time to trade it in. But trade-in value is only $40,000. He'd have to come up with another $40,000 to get a new truck at the same level. He decides to keep it. If you're starting to see where this is going, smash that like button right now and drop a comment telling me which choice you would have made in 2015. Be honest. I want to know. Year 7, 2022. Dave's truck has 70,000 miles. Needs new brakes. Transmission service. Some electrical issues. He's spent about $4,000 in repairs over 7 years. The truck is worth maybe $38,000. Total loss from purchase. $42,000 plus $4,000 repairs equals $46,000 gone. My investment has grown steadily, now worth about $145,000. I'm up $65,000. We're sitting in his driveway again having beers. Dave mentions he's thinking about selling the truck and getting something new. Ask me how my investment is doing. I tell him it's at $145,000. He goes quiet, does the math in his head, realizes my $80,000 is now $145,000, while his $80,000 is now a truck worth $38,000. He says, "Man, I should have invested like you." Year 10, 2025. Present day. Dave's truck has 85,000 miles. He's gotten quotes to sell it. Best offer is $32,000. The truck he paid $80,000 for is now worth $32,000. He's lost $48,000 in value plus spent about $6,000 in repairs and maintenance over 10 years. Total cost of ownership, $54,000 gone. My $80,000 investment is now worth $215,000. I'm up $135,000. I haven't touched it. Haven't sold anything. Just let it sit and grow. If Dave had invested his $80,000 like I did, he'd have $215,000 right now instead of a 10-year-old truck worth $32,000. The gap between us is $183,000. Same starting amount, different choices. 10 years, $183,000 difference. But here's what makes this story more complicated than just numbers. Dave got to drive his dream truck for 10 years. He used it, enjoyed it, made memories with it. Camping trips with his kids, helping friends move, road trips. The truck gave him something my investment didn't give me. Utility, experiences, tangible value. My investment sat in an account doing nothing except growing. I couldn't drive it, couldn't use it, couldn't show it to anyone. It was invisible. So who made the better choice? The answer isn't simple. If you ask Dave today, he says he should have invested. The financial loss stings. He'd rather have $215,000 than a $32,000 truck. But he also admits the truck gave him 10 years of use. If you ask me, I'm glad I invested. The $215,000 gives me options, security, future freedom. But I also wonder what it would have been like to have the truck. The immediate gratification, the visible success. Here's what I learned watching this play out over 10 years. The shiny thing feels better in the moment. Dave's truck was beautiful in 2015. It impressed people. It gave him status. It made him feel successful. My investment was boring. Nobody cared. Nobody congratulated me. It was invisible, but boring compounds. Shiny depreciates. Over time, boring grows and shiny shrinks. And at some point, the gap becomes so big that the shiny thing can't justify itself anymore. Hit that like button one more time if this timeline just showed you something you needed to see. Because I'm about to tell you when each choice makes sense. Here's my take after living this for 10 years. If you need the truck for work, buy it. If you're a contractor and you use a truck to make money, the truck is a tool. It pays for itself. Buy it. But if you're buying the truck for status, for fun, for the feeling of success, invest the money instead. Because that feeling fades fast. Dave's truck stopped impressing people after 6 months. But the depreciation lasted 10 years. My investment didn't impress anyone for 10 years. But the growth never stopped. If Dave could go back to 2015 with what he knows now, here's what he'd do different. He told me this last week. He'd take $20,000 and buy a reliable used truck. Maybe a 2012 F-150 with 50,000 miles. Something functional. Then invest the other $60,000. That way he gets the truck he needs, but he also gets the investment growth. A $60,000 investment would be worth about $161,000 today. Plus he'd have a truck. Best of both worlds. He could have had both. But he wanted the best truck, not the smart strategy. Comment right now and tell me, if you had $80,000 tomorrow, what would you do? Buy something or invest it? And if you buy, what would it be? I'm reading every comment because I want to know what people actually choose. Here's the bottom line. Dave and I both had $80,000 10 years ago. He chose the shiny thing. I chose the boring thing. Today, he has a $32,000 truck and wishes he invested. I have $215,000 and don't regret my choice. The math is clear. The invisible thing wins over time. But the shiny thing feels better in the moment. You have to decide what you value more. The feeling now or the outcome later. Dave chose the feeling. I chose the outcome. And 10 years later, the outcome is everything. So the next time you have money and you're deciding between buying something impressive or investing something invisible, remember this story. Remember Dave's beautiful $80,000 truck. That's worth $32,000. And remember my boring $80,000 investment. That's worth $215,000. Same money, different choices, wildly different outcomes. Choose the outcome over the feeling. Choose boring over shiny. Choose invisible over impressive. Because boring wins. Every time. Even if it takes 10 years to prove it. If this story just changed how you think about buying versus investing, smash that like button one final time and subscribe because I'm showing you more real money comparisons between the shiny choice and the smart choice. Let's build real wealth together. The boring, invisible kind that actually grows.